The Texas Rangers have been loving the long ball, mashing 15 home runs over their last 4 games, leading to 3 consecutive wins. Tonight, rookie right-hander Alex Cobb, making just his 2nd career start, has the task of slowing down the Rangers' offensive juggernaut. Catch all the action on Sun Sports. Tonight, we again welcome you to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. For the Rays, they continue the homestand, and this series, Game 2 between the Rays and the Texas Rangers. In the American League East, it's tight. New York up by a couple percentage points over Boston in a virtual tie for first. The Rays a game and a half back, and in the West, Texas leading the Angels by a game, Seattle by a game and a half, and Oakland by just 2.5. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. Dwayne Stats with Brian Anderson. Great to have you looking in tonight. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis as well. Well, after surviving last night's 11-5 decision in favor of Texas, it's, well, hard to remember that the Rays actually won 2 out of 3 against Cleveland to start this homestand. This Texas offense, something else, something of their standard operating procedure, apparently, to hit 3 or 4 home runs over the last 4 games.
They have been hot with the long ball, 2nd in the league in home runs, and do not rest on this lineup, anywhere in this lineup. Last night, 4 home runs. They've hit 15 home runs in their last 4 games, 3 straight games of at least 4 home runs. And last night, the 4 that they hit came out of the 7, 8, and 9 hole of the lineup. Mitch Moreland, Mike Napoli, Endy Chavez got into the act. That's not even talking about Josh Hamilton, Nelson Cruz, Adrian Beltre, the leadoff hitter tonight, Ian Kinsler. He's got some juice. There is power up and down this lineup. Don't rest. Make pitches.
Yeah, and speaking of making pitches, that will rest upon the 23-year-old right arm of Alex Cobb. He was here the first day of the month, and despite the pitch tipping that went on, he was still impressive, has a good changeup. We'll see how all that works out tonight.
Yeah, he has good stuff and a good idea what to do out on the mound. He gave up 4 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. Not bad for a guy telling the other team what exactly was coming. So Alex Cobb, and you think he want to get back here, he went back down to Durham, had 4 starts, gave up 1 earned run in 25 1/3 innings. Kind of in that Jeremy Hellickson mold, move the fastball around, change up, curveball. Impressive young man, and they're going to be facing an impressive lefty in C.J. Wilson. He's got 2 starts against the Rays over the last year. He had 1 in the regular season. Didn't pitch that well, but picked up a win. He was lights out in the postseason in the playoff game here at Tropicana Field. He pitched into the 7th inning, gave up just 2 hits, no earned runs. He's more out of the Mark Burley, John Danks mode, the cutter, the fastball in, changeup.
And you see what Wilson has done this year. 5-3, came out of the bullpen, and last year made 33 starts for this club and won 15 games. Alex Cobb back to the hill, making his 2nd major league start after he'd gone 5-0 with a 114 earned run average at AAA Durham. Rays and the Rangers coming up, and for more on Alex Cobb, we'll check in with Todd Callis when we return.
Session just completed as he strolls down towards the dugout along with Kelly Shopping as we get you ready for the Rays and the Rangers on this Tuesday night. For Alex Cobb, his second major league start. You've heard about his first start already. He pitched against the Angels, had a little issue with tipping pitches, went back down to AAA, and since then he's been lights out. He also had some family situation going on, a scary moment with his girlfriend in Alabama there with the tornado touching down. Thanks, Shop. Appreciate that. And then he was dealing with a lot going into his last start. So he feels like this time around, slept well last night, and he's much more ready for his second big league start.
My mind wasn't focused solely on pitching, which it needs to be. So I think I've got that all, the second time through. I think it's going to be a lot easier. And I went down to Durham, had 4 or 5 starts down there. Figured out the whole tipping of the pitches. I think I've got that under my belt now and ready to just go out there and throw.
What was really working well for you? 1.14 ERA. That's lights out.
I think when you're throwing well, everything has to be working for you. So right now I'm able to throw all my off-speed over for strikes. Fastball I'm locating pretty well, and when I get ahead of counts, I'm able to throw those off-speed out of the zone too and get some swings and misses.
And Joe Madden wants him to continue doing the same thing. 2 minutes, 40 seconds until the first pitch between the Rays and the Rangers on a Tuesday night. In fact, Madden said, hey, Alex, don't even worry about looking at the Rangers scouting report. Just do your thing out there. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with all the action next.
Brought to you by AutoWay, part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country. So we can do big things. Tires Plus. Thinking tires, think Tires Plus. By AT&T. And by Toyota. Moving forward. Tonight at Tropicana Field, the Rays move forward into the middle game of this 3-game series against the Texas Rangers. They are 2-2 on the homestand, and here is the lineup for Texas. Ian Kinsler back in the lineup at the leadoff spot as the DH. Andres Blanco is the shortstop. Josh Hamilton hits third, and Michael Young clean up again. Young at second. Beltre at third base, and Nelson Cruz at right hits sixth. It will be Mitch Moreland, Mike Napoli, and Indy Chavez, and boy, did they have their big bats out last night.
7, 8, 9 with all the home runs. And here to try to stop that is right-hander Alex Cobb making the start tonight for the Rays. His second big league start of the season. And to start the 1st of May against the Angels, gave up 4 earned runs, 4 1/3 innings. Went back to AAA, continued to dominate, and here he is again.
Well, it was fun to watch him against the Angels, despite the fact, and we've chronicled that in our pregame comments and in the pregame show about him tipping his pitches. Well, that's a thing of the past. So now we'll see how he fares against a very impressive lineup. First pitch of this game, Kinsler takes it in there, and that's a strike call.
Well, he is a pitcher in a true sense of the word, not overpowering, but really does a nice job of mixing pitches and changing speeds.
A little low with that one, and the count is 1-1. Kinsler with 7 home runs. He has 20 runs driven in. In the leadoff spot, a guy who not only has some good extra base pop in his bat, but he'll draw a walk. He's walked 29 times this year.
Good eye up there and good power. He'll pick his spots. Occasionally try to ambush him.
Yeah, just as soon as you think he might try to draw a walk, he's jumping on the first pitch and hitting it out.
Yeah, and really flying open, trying to pull that ball to left field. And he does have some pretty impressive power.
2-2 the count. And in too close. So the count is full. Cobb in that outing against the Angels made 74 pitches and split them right down the middle, 37 strikes and 37 non-strikes. And there's a long one, but well fouled. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. A foul ball. Off speed. So Kinsler working this at bat for 7 pitches so far. And ball 4 down and away. So a walk to start this game.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense. Left to right in the outfield, Justin Ruggiano, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Felipe Lopez. Kelly Shopik behind the dish.
Well, here's Andres Blanco, switch hitting infielder, playing shortstop. He's in there tonight in the place of Elvis Andres. There's a strike. Andres was stepped on last night by Michael Young, had a little swelling, and so Blanco's in there at shortstop tonight. Blanco with a couple of extra base hits, shortens on the bat, takes the pitch inside. It's 1-1, and here's that play in which Young and Andres were fighting over the bag at second and the baseball, and Young stepped on him.
Well, that was a rough inning for the Rangers too, you remember, and so everybody's looking to try and make a play. Got a little over anxious up the middle, and
there's an error on the pickoff attempt. Kinsler's on his way to third by the time Joyce can retrieve it in the bullpen. So Kinsler on the walk moves to third on the error. And just like that, on the throwing error charged to Cobb, the Texas Rangers have a man at third base.
Now you're trying to make a play. You're trying to get a pickoff here, and that throw wide. Felipe Lopez, you know, not your normal first baseman. Not comfortable around that play. That was a tough throw to handle anyway. You see how he had to reach for it, got in between the legs of Kinsler, and the Rangers with a runner at third.
And that can be more difficult than you think. There's a strike. You know, Ben Zobrist, you know, he can play all over the place. And he admitted that when he went to first base, those pickoff throws presented him with a problem. There's strike 3 call. Blanco caught looking. That's exactly what Cobb needed, was the strikeout.
Well, here, Lopez, you would like to see this foot right here a little bit more over in this region, kind of closing himself off. And that right there, see what happens is when that foot stays where he was, where he's almost down the first base line, now he's got no range for any kind of a throw that's a little bit wide of the bag. You'd like to see him more closed off to the first base line and more standing in line with the pitcher. That gives him more range to be able to reach and make a play over there.
Yeah, he's already committed in that one direction.
Absolutely.
You're right. That's
so
a great point.
Now you throw that ball, if it's 6 inches on the inside of first base, he can't reach it.
And if he does come up with it, he's got to reach around and maybe backhand it.
Absolutely. That left foot needs to be more towards the pitcher's mound and less up the first base line.
Ground ball back to the mound. Cobb throws to third. It was wide and a save by Longoria. Well, a hopper back to the hill, and they had Kinsler hung up. But Cobb's throw to third was not good, and Longoria saved a run right there with a great diving stop on that throw to third.
Well, that's just over anxious. I mean, that's still a young man in his second big league start, getting a little hoppy out there on the mound with the throws. Right here, trying once again to make a play. He gets a changeup right back to him. He's definitely got a play there. Evan, let's see where Evan's at. See, Evan had no idea he was going to be coming to third, and that was a play where Cobb just turned and threw, and there was really nobody there. Evan fortunate to make that play and keeping that ball from going out down the left field line.
Yeah, that's one of his better stops. So it's first and third, and you don't want to give this Texas club any additional outs or bases, but that's what the Rays have done right here. And you know, in defense of Cobb, Evan was a little beat slow headed toward the bag, and so although that throw he was erratic on the throw to first and then made that throw, Evan might have been a beat or two a little slow and moving in the direction of third base.
He got caught flat-footed, and Alex Cobb, Kinsler started to break towards home. Alex Cobb wanted to go to third, and there was nobody there.
Breaking ball right there, misses. The count is 1-1. Well, they could certainly ill afford to give Texas an additional out. Tough enough to get 3 outs against this lineup. Runner takes off. The throw down is not in time. A steal. Hamilton goes in head first with his third stolen base in as many attempts. He stole it on the off-speed pitch as Young took it low for ball 2.
Yeah, and for all the talk about this team and their power, they will run also. They've got a lot of stolen bases. I think third in the league.
Yeah, 50, now 51 stolen bases.
So this team with the good power and the good speed.
There's a strike. Squares the count at 2-2. Walk, an error, strikeout, then the comeback over the hill. Hamilton reached on a fielder's choice. They didn't get anybody out. That pitch in a little bit. Fastball close, says Jerry Meals, and the count is full.
Well, that was in off the plate. It was a matter of did Michael Young swing. He did not go.
And a swing and a miss. He got him to chase the off-speed pitch. 1-2 to Young. I think that's his changeup.
That was a nice hard changeup in the mid-80s. You know, he had burned Michael Young with 2 fastballs right on that outside corner at the knees. So he remembered that. He's trying to protect against that pitch. He gets caught chasing the change.
Here's Adrian Beltre. Throws him a curveball that's too high. 1 ball and no strikes. Beltre, 11 home runs, 5th in the league in that department. Takes a big cut, fouls it. It's 1-1. There's the breakdown as third baseman go. He's first in the league in home runs, first in runs batted in, second in slugging percentage.
And plays a pretty good third base defensively.
Fouls a fastball the other way. Out of play. 1-2. Well, if you're on that mound, you have to bear down. Well, you should bear down all the time anyway, but especially against this lineup, every pitch.
There is no let up. Even when you get down to the very bottom of the order, you've got to make pitches.
He's ahead of Beltre. And the 1-2. A little bounding ball foul. So the count remains right there. With all of the shenanigans that have gone on here, a couple mistakes in the first inning setting up the scoring opportunity for Texas. The young right-hander still just 1 pitch away from getting out of it unscored upon. That's something against this team when you give them this kind of opportunity. A ball, 2 strikes. And another foul ball. He came back with a changeup, a couple back-to-back. Hensler third, Hamilton second, 2 outs. For the third time, the 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball outside of third, foul. I tell you, that's 3 off-speed pitches, 3 changeups in a row right there.
That's a good pitch for him. Trying to go for the strikeout here. Will he make it 4? That's what Adrian Beltre is thinking right now.
1-2 again, and a ground ball back by the mound to second. Zobrist has it, and the Rays get out of that spot. Beltre goes out second to first. He threw him a fastball to get him. 2 men left, no score. Bottom of the first coming. Joe Madden has Vin Zobrist in the leadoff spot tonight. Sean Rodriguez hits second in front of Johnny Damon. Evan Longoria back in the cleanup position. B.J. Upton hits fifth. Felipe Lopez number 6. Matt Joyce 7th against the lefty. Kelly Shopping in there batting 8th. Justin Rugiano is the number 9 hitter.
Well, making the start for the Texas Rangers tonight, left-hander C.J. Wilson. It'll be his 12th start of the season. He's got the one complete game. You see the season numbers there. He's coming off of a win in his last start against the Chicago White Sox. He gave up 1 earned run in 6 1/3 innings of work.
Well, Ben Zobrist will step in there against the 30-year-old left-hander. Well, he's made a great transition from the bullpen to the rotation.
Now, what's worked out nice for C.J. Wilson is he's had that aggressive mindset that you need to have coming out of the bullpen, and you combine that where he has the pitches to be able to do it.
This one is wide. The count is 1-1.
I mean, he throws them all. He's got the fastball. He throws the cut fastball, slider, curveball, change. There's the curve.
A bit wide right there. 2-1.
But much like we saw with Derek Holland last night, he likes to pitch in against the righties. Very fond of the back foot slider. That's a pitch he loves to go to. 2 strikes.
And he picks up the outside corner with a fastball. Fastball in around 92. The count is square at 2-2. Too low. 3-2. And strike 3 call. Zobrist thought he had drawn the walk and is called out on strikes by Jerry Meals.
Well, right at the bottom of the strike zone, consistently works Ben away and then catches the very bottom of the zone for strike 3 on a full count fastball. Watch this 4-seamer just burrow right to the knees. See where it crossed? Good pitch.
There's Sean Rodriguez. And that's around the knees for a strike to Rodriguez. And he drops the curveball in for strike 2.
Well, you very rarely get that call when the catcher boxes it like that. Mike Napoli just flat out clanked that curveball, and that was a strike. That was a good pitch. Usually when the catcher doesn't catch it cleanly, you don't get the call.
Well, you got to give Jerry Meals, the 14-year veteran, credit for calling that a strike.
Yeah, I mean, really, you see it so many times it's not.
Ooh, and came back with a pretty good-looking fastball right there.
That was strike 3.
Wow. I'm glad we gave Meals credit already.
You're right.
There's a strike on the outside part of the plate, says Meals. 2 gone.
Well, let's take a look at the Ranger defense as it lines up behind Wilson, left to right in the outfield. Hamilton, Chavez, and Cruz across the infield, third to first. Beltre, Blanco, Young, and Moreland. Napoli again behind the plate, red hot with the stick.
Johnny Damon, pitch is low to him. I'm telling you, if Wilson gets that pitch over and that call, that cutter on strike 3 to Sean Rodriguez, it could be a tough night.
That's what he was sporting in that postseason start last year. That backdoor cutter, it's very small, the movement. Throws it with good velocity. And you see how he teams up that cutter with that 2-seamer that he's throwing to Johnny Damon, or the 4-seamer that gets a little bit more run. So he's got the fastball with good run, the 4-seamer that he stays true with, the cutter, and then all the off speed.
Damon hits a soft liner to third, caught by Beltre, and it's 1-2-3 for the Rays. On to the second inning, no score. Rays and the Rangers. Don't miss another minute of the action. Only at the ballpark can you get the best seats, biggest savings, and all the fantastic benefits by becoming a Rays season ticket holder. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com tonight. Alex Cobb had to find himself a way to get out of the trouble in the first and left runners at second and third. Faces Nelson Cruz. First pitch is a high fastball. Second inning is underway. Cruz, Moreland, and then Napoli due up. One and one. Cruz with 10 home runs. 2-1 right now. Ground ball foul outside the bag. So the count square at 2-2. Cobb 5-0 in 8 starts at Durham with a 1.14 earned run average. The popper right side. Zobrist is there. So that's the first out here in the second inning, and let's check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, right before the game, you heard Alex Cobb say his mind wasn't 100% focused on baseball last start around. He had a couple of issues going on. He got his brother with a leave from the military. Unfortunately, his brother couldn't be there tonight. But his girlfriend also, Kelly Reynolds, out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, was getting her master's degree at University of Alabama. She was there when that deadly tornado struck the University of Alabama. She was on the phone crying with Alex, and then her phone went dead for 2 or 3 hours. Alex had no idea what was going on. As it turns out, Kelly was okay. Her place did not get hit directly by the tornado, but he had a lot of harrowing moments there just a day or two before his major league debut, and then all his family and getting tickets. So he had a lot going on before his last start, which is not present tonight. That's why he felt like he was better prepared, guys.
All right, well, you can understand how that could be a difficult moment.
First big league start's tough enough.
2-0 pitch hit on the ground to first. Lopez is going to make the play unassisted, and Moreland is out number 2. Yeah, just dealing with getting the call to the big leagues. Of course, you know that family and friends want to be there, and they were, and then to have all of that on top of it, and then try to settle yourself down and take care of business.
Certainly understand, obviously, and I think, like he said in the pregame, much easier the second time around. He knows what to expect. His first start came on this mound in this building, so he's comfortable with the surroundings, the environment, and now could just focus on pitching and carving up a lineup.
Got a first pitch fastball by Napoli there. He took it for a strike. The curveball going outside, and it's 1-1. Joe Madden said he didn't really want him to pay much attention to the scouting report. Just go out and pitch your game.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, the first time through the league, first couple of starts, you don't want to overload a young kid's mind with a lot of, you just don't want to overload the computer. Too much information. Let him go out. You pitch how you got to the big leagues. Worry about the scouting report a couple starts down the road.
2-1 the count. 3 balls and a strike. First 2 men have been retired. Napoli had a very big night last night. 5 runs batted in, 2 home runs and a double. In fact, the bottom 3 in the order drove in a collective 8 runs in that game last night. And ball 4 is too high.
This is what I will say. They're going to tell Alex Cobb, hey, forget about the scouting report. You just go out, pitch your game, do what got you here. And then they're pulling Kelly Shopik into the back room saying, listen, this is how we're going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And that responsibility falls onto that man's shoulders.
Cindy Chavez. Chavez batting .394. Been playing because Julio Bourbon has a bad hamstring. There's a strike. Chavez got into the act with a home run. This one into right field in that first row. But he's hit a couple of really long home runs. One for them against Kansas City. And he hit one over in New York at Citi Field, one of the longest home runs hit there. How about that for this guy? 2 strikes the count.
See that? Change-up grip. Ball floats right down the outside corner.
The 0-2. Little number out in front of the plate. Shopik bounces on it. Takes care of that with a throw to first. We go to the bottom of the second. Texas nothing, the Rays nothing. In the game tonight and all season, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. It's Evan Longoria stepping in against C.J. Wilson. Pitch is high. Evan back in the cleanup spot. Longoria, Upton, and Lopez. Well, the combination of Longoria and Upton way overdue against this left-hander. You put postseason and regular season in there. Evans 0 for 9 against him, and Upton is 0 for 8 against him. And now Longoria up in the count 3-0. Strike 3-1. And ball 4, so he draws the walk. Rays put the leadoff hitter aboard. Longoria goes to first. For B.J. Upton now. BJ had a walk and a single last night, scored a run, and is hitting .242. He bunts foul. Strike one.
You got two guys in the middle of the lineup that have done virtually, well, not virtually, they've done nothing off C.J. Wilson. See BJ trying to put the bunt down there. Be interesting to see. The Rays obviously love the running game. Evan Longoria is the guy that'll pick his spots, but C.J. Wilson, opposing teams 9 for 10 against him.
Yep.
The stolen base category.
BJ lifts it foul down the left field side. Puts him down 0-2. And the opposition stole 21 bases against him last year. And they've been running freely. There's really pretty much running on first move.
And that's something that you don't expect, too, coming from a guy who came out of the bullpen, where controlling the running game is of the utmost importance if you're pitching late in ball games.
A ball, 2 strikes.
And most guys that come out of the bullpen, that's a prerequisite, is you've got to be able to come in and have some mechanics, a motion to the plate that limits the stolen base. You can't have that in 7th, 8th, 9th inning.
And the pitch too low. 2-2.
C.J. Wilson primarily out of the bullpen. He came into this game 50 big league starts and 302 games. So pitched plenty out of the bullpen.
For the first, Longoria back in there. Now the move to first has not been particularly good.
Let's hope that that's the C or D move.
And the pitch is inside. Full count. It's coming off a win over the White Sox. Pitching on 5 days rest. Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled out of play. So the Rays had Longoria off and running. Wilson pitched into the 7th inning against the White Sox en route to a 2-1 victory. 6 1/3. He gave up the run on 5 hits. Didn't walk anybody in that game and struck out 5. There's a couple strikeouts and a walk tonight. And there's another walk. Back-to-back bases on balls to Longoria and Upton. They're aboard to start the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Not bad for two guys who were a combined 0 for 17. Take advantage. This pitch was close, very close.
Very close is right. So BJ got the call and goes to first via the walk. That's Felipe Lopez. Lopez up here with Matt Joyce on deck. And a turn, nothing doing. Back there at second base, and no show as to what the Rays might want to do here. Wilson has been very tough on left-handers. They're hitting .217 against him this year, and that's up considerably to last year when he held them to just .144. And Lopez puts down the bunt, and it's a good one. Wilson throw to first, got him. Wilson cutting in front of Beltre. So the sacrifice is good. Longoria goes to third, Upton into second. And Lopez has bunted both men into scoring position.
Nice job by Felipe Lopez. Fundamental baseball. Gets the bunt down, gets it in a nice spot forces C.J. Wilson moving away from first base to have to stop, throw hard over there, and it barely gets him.
The good thing about Lopez right there, he was in full sacrifice mode. Sometimes you'll get a guy trying to maybe bunt himself on at the same time, but he made sure he got the bunt down.
It's those little things. Didn't try to get too cute, just did his job.
Now Matt Joyce. Matt facing the left-hander. Had a couple hits off the left-hander last night. And a good look at this one for ball one.
See, that's a tough pitch right there to lay off of. You know, you're getting a hitter up here who's having a great year. He's aggressive. He's got runners in scoring position. That's a pitch a lot of times you swing right over the top of. Matt Joyce is right now able to recognize pitches and lay off tough ones.
Inside and a look down to third, but no throw. Napoli looking down there where Longoria is at third base.
We've seen that more and more with Matt Joyce. We've seen it off right-handed pitching all year, but more and more as of late against lefties. Good pitch recognition.
Matt hitting .231 off lefties. Took a couple hits last night. And he lays off that one. He's taken some very good pitches. 3-0.
And you know he wants to drive these runs in. I mean, that's the mindset of a good hitter. They want to drive runs in, and he's not allowing that to affect his judgment in the batter's box.
3-0 pitch, and it's upstairs, so he walks. Fastball was up, and the bases are loaded. Kelly Shopik is on his way to the plate. Shopik starting the night hitting .156 with a couple of home runs. So a big opportunity early for the Rays. And Shopik swings and misses the curveball.
Good curve here by C.J. Wilson. Gets out in front on it. See that late drop. Shopik over the top.
Shopik's second home run of the year came against left-hander Mark Zipchinski against the Blue Jays. Quickly down 0-2, missing a couple curveballs here.
A couple of good ones. These pitches are out over the plate, but another good curveball. You see C.J. Wilson again getting out in front. Not sure if that was the first pitch or the last pitch.
Yep.
Exactly the same.
The 0-2 and a one-hopper to short. Blanco goes to Young one and over to first. 6-4-3. Shopik grounds into the double play, and the Rays do not score. We're at the end of 2. No score. No score. Alex Cobb and C.J. Wilson hooked up in this one. Texas leaving 3 men aboard in the first 2, and the Rays had the bases loaded, but the double play ended their threat in the second inning. Happy to have Andrew Friedman join us, the Rays executive vice president in charge of baseball operations, because Andrew, number one, you're always busy, but the point of emphasis lately is focused about 6 days down the road, isn't it?
It is. We started our meetings in earnest yesterday, and it's going to be quite the process for us. And obviously, it goes without saying the importance of it. You know, it's become almost a cliche in the game today to talk about scouting and player development. But for us, and definitionally, it's more important to us and for us with the division that we play in than any other team in baseball.
Jim Kinsler leads off, 1 strike to count. Well, the amateur draft coming up, and on top of how important everyone is every year for the Rays, because they do play in this division, has to do with this right here. I don't know that there's ever a club in the history of the game and the history of the draft that's been faced with this opportunity.
Yeah, it's really exciting, obviously.
Upton's after this one, and he's got it for the first out. Added pressure with that?
You know, I don't know, because it's one of those things that we're so process focused, and I think when you look at it, the fact that our first pick is 24, you know, in a lot of respects, we're happy that it's down in the draft, although that one's actually the Red Sox. But you know, it also makes it a lot more difficult, and it's, you know, when you go through historically and you look at it, the yield when you're looking at it from 24 through 60, 24 through 89, it's not great. And so as we were going through it, it was too sobering for us, so we stopped doing it. We stopped looking at it, and we just focused on things we could control in the process and all the different things that we can add as we go through the process of lining up our board. And so we're confident that we're going to get some guys that are going to help impact the game for us in the American League East, and obviously that's the goal.
I think one of the things that might help you, from everything I hear, and you have a much better handle on it than we do up here, this is supposed to be a pretty deep draft and pretty varied in talent.
Yeah, there's a lot of pitching. You know, I think a lot of the sentiments about this draft is that there's not a clear-cut number one. There's a number of guys in that top part of the draft, top third, top half, that are, you know, fairly comparable. So it's a little deeper in that respect. You know, I think because of the fact that drafts are always relative to one another, you know, that's the only way we focus on it, because it's not like we have a choice between a guy who went in 2010 and a guy this year. But, you know, we feel like we're going to get some good players.
Yeah, Blanco out second to first, 2 up, 2 down. Any Brian Andersons in this draft?
Apparently there's a ton of them.
We could only be so lucky. We were talking about a left-hander today with a below-average fastball, but
well, you had me pegged.
Well, we were shooting down in the draft a little bit. That's more on the second or third day.
Well, all that, you were talking, the top third of the draft, or maybe the top half of the draft, a lot of interchangeable parts. Because you don't pick until later down the draft, do you just not waste man hours in going to see those guys?
Yeah, and it's part of the process for us to figure out which guys to get off of and make that clear, conscious decision to move on, so we can allocate our resources and guys. But some of that is forecasting, and there's, you know, a guy who's going to be a first rounder that just came out that he's got a slap tear.
Yeah, but how do you do that, though, when there's no clear cut? You know, as you reference, it's a pretty good draft, but maybe not anyone head and shoulders that everybody's got to have.
It gets difficult. It's also something that you have to be prepared for a guy who slips, that you don't really know will, and, you know, it's obviously a very difficult process. And Rob Metzler in our office kind of plays air traffic controller in that way and tries to, you know, make sure we get guys on the right guys and not in the ballpark at the same time. It's a very difficult job, and it's something that, you know, I feel like, you know, with those top, you know, 75 players in the draft, we got a lot of very good looks at them and are in a very good position to make, you know, hopefully well-informed decisions.
How many looks do you get? Let's say you have a guy that you have pegged that may be available there at 24. How many times do you see that guy with all your personnel, cross-checkers, yourself, you know, whoever's going to be involved? What are the number of looks?
You know, there are some guys that will have upwards of 11 looks at. And we try to stagger it so we see a guy early in the spring, in the middle of the spring, late in the spring, and with different looks, so we can combine all the information to try to get as clear of a picture as we can of the player. And so it'll vary anywhere from 7 to 11, 12. And there are some guys that we brought on this year with Dave Island, who's focusing on the pitching side, and Rocco Baldelli, who's focusing on the hitters, that have added a lot to our process as well.
I think that's an interesting perspective too, to have those two guys who have been intimately involved in the recent past in the big league game right now to evaluate.
Absolutely. The fact that both of them are coming off a major league field from just last year and really have a true feel and appreciation for what plays in the American League East and what you need has been a very valuable insight into our process.
1-1 the count here to Michael Young. Hamilton drawing the walk on 4 pitches. He's at first with 2 outs, no score. We're in the top of the 3rd here at Tropicana Field.
But with so many high picks, or not so many high picks, but so many picks in a short period of time, in a short range, how much of the staggering goes into it? High school versus college, major, ready, not ready, project. There's a lot of picks there. You don't want everybody to I think, move to every level together.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's something that, with the lag time that happens, it's, obviously so different than the NFL draft.
Liner into left. Luciano picks it up on 1 hop.
Obviously so different than the NFL draft or the NBA draft in that there is that lag. It's not, hey, we need a lineman, let's draft a lineman. Right. You insert him into your starting lineup. And so for us, because there is that lag, the one thing you don't want to do is block a prospect. You don't want to, essentially, for lack of a better word, cannibalize your own prospects. So if you have a high school guy who we drafted a year or 2 ago who's playing, a position, and then draft a college guy who really needs to go to that level, and then what you do there. That being said, it's so difficult, this process, that we're really driven by taking the best player available and then figuring out where to go from there.
1-0 the count to Adrian Beltre. Now 2 men on with the walk to Hamilton and the base hit by Young. Count is 1-1. Ever wish you could trade a draft pick?
It's interesting. Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, and this year obviously even more so, just because of all of our picks. And there's some teams up top that have joked about wanting to trade down and all that would go into it. We're a fan of anything that adds more variables and decisions and chaos into the system.
Yeah, that's all we need: more variables and more chaos.
Exactly. we're fans of chaos.
Pitch inside.
Controlled chaos, of course.
You can figure it out quicker than anybody else.
At least we better be able to.
2 men on with 2 men out. Well, there has been that discussion in baseball. Do you think is that something that we might actually see in the not too distant future?
I think there's definitely a chance. I think it'll tie into what kind of system we have going forward, and so there's a lot of things that are intertwined with that is going to be part of this collective bargaining process. And so
ground ball and a base hit toward left center. Hamilton's going to score. The throw from Upton comes to 3rd. No play there, and back to 2nd, and safe there. Hamilton scores on the base hit by Beltre. Young winds up at 3rd, and Beltre picks up his 43rd run batted in, making it a 1-0 ball game.
Well, this is just a fastball out over the plate. Beltre hammers his ball up the middle. And then B.J. Upton with the throw to 3rd. You take a chance, because if you don't get him, you're going to allow Beltre to move up. He goes for the out. No chance. Evan with the quick throw, but looked like that foot came off there. That foot came off the bag, absolutely. Ben Zobers had that constant tag on the foot of Beltre, and it came off the bag.
And there's Nelson Cruz and a ground ball off a breaking ball. Rodriguez at shortstop takes care of that. That retires the side. 1 run, a couple of men left. Got time to stick around for another half inning?
Absolutely.
We'll be back in a moment. Down 1-0. It's going to be Ruggiano, Zobrist, and Rodriguez here in this inning. Happy to have Andrew Friedman in the booth talking not only the Rays this year, but the draft that's next week. Swing and a miss by Ruggiano. You know, we're talking about the idea of trading draft picks and what else might accompany that. What kind of system comes out of collective bargaining. I guess one of the areas that you would have to consider would be a slotting system, maybe.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of talk about different systems, and you know, I think that there's you know, going to be a lot of back and forth with that. I think it's an important subject on both sides, really, and it's also interesting to me because on the union side, for the most part, you know, we're talking about players that aren't part of the union and aren't going to be for X number of years, and so it's an interesting dynamic at play there. You know, obviously they want to preserve their rights and everything else, but just the interplay there is going to be an interesting to watch.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about the organization now and some of the guys down there who you really like. Of course, Desmond Jennings, always a topic of conversation. We've talked about him, and going forward, he at some point has to be a part of this club.
Yeah, there's no question that, you know, Desmond's going to be a big part of our club going forward, and it's something that, you know, whenever we do bring him up, we want to make sure that he's here for good. You know, both he and Brandon Geyer are both playing really well, and it's great to see, and I think they're kind of pushing each other a little bit, and the competition's a good one, and they're both kind of rotating through the different outfield spots, you know, just in case there's a need in different spots. Both are really good defenders and really have worked good at bats. You know, both have added some power. So it's a fun thing to watch them compete against one another. It's also fun because of the prospects of what it'll mean for us going forward.
How difficult is it for you to juggle the long-term needs of this club and the immediate needs? And I know that goes into your thinking about what you do with a couple of kids like Jennings and Geyer.
Yeah, it's always difficult, and it's something that, you know, it's not something that you know, it's extremely easy to answer in a unequivocal manner. You know, it's not something that's black and white per se, and so, you know, there's a lot of feel stuff to it. There's a lot of our you know, roving instructors in the minor leagues who we rely on that go in and are working on specific things. As you guys know, in spring training, we sit down with guys and go over, you know, strengths and some specific goals and general goals. And for us, it's about, you know, each month taking a tally of where they are with those goals. And the idea is to rip up those goals and rewrite them each spring. And so we clearly focus on what those goals are and trying to improve them and get them to a point where you know, they're ready to impact a major league team, because, you know, you watch this so often with young players how difficult it is to make the transition to the major leagues, and usually the learning curve that comes with it. What we try to do is expedite that learning curve, because, you know, with our resources, we rely on young players more than almost any other team. And so for us, for them to hit the ground running is even more important for us because of, you know, the critical role they immediately play in our team's success.
So just because a guy's putting up certain numbers, you know, batting average or maybe hitting for some power, driving in runs, doesn't necessarily mean that he's ready for the big leagues yet.
Correct. And obviously it's a good thing to see. But, you know, there are a lot of things that go into it, you know, a lot of components that we look at.
Oh, a 3-1 pitch, hit high and deep and gone. Sean Rodriguez drops one into the seats in left field, and the Rays are on the board.
Ball just got out of here.
His second home run of the year, and boy, did he turn that one around.
It's all tied up.
Not much question about that one.
No, right out over the plate. You see Sean keeps his head down right on that baseball and gets the backspin. When they say that our hitter will let you know, that's it.
Forgive me, guy. I was a little worried about my office.
Here's Johnny Damon, and he takes a strike. So just like that, on one swing of the bat by Sean Rodriguez, this game is even at a run apiece. Damon shortens on that bat, takes the pitch, and he's down 0-2. Well, the point you made, I think when these young players get up here, there's a feeling that they have really earned their way to the major leagues. There aren't any free passes up here.
Exactly, and we feel like they're in a better position at that point to have some longevity.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. Anytime, you know you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Always my pleasure.
All right, sir. Good to see you. Wilson strikes out the side, but Rodriguez ties the game with a home run. Long drive to left on that 3-1 pitch from Sean Rodriguez. That's tonight's Papa John's delivery of the game. Now Mitch Moreland opens the fourth. The pitch is down, a ball and no strike. So Beltre drives in a run in the third for Texas. Rodriguez hits the home run for the Rays in the bottom of the inning. A 1-1 contest. Texas with a run and a couple hits. The Rays a run on that solo home run. 1-1 the count. Napoli next, and then Chavez. Did he go? Yes, he did. C.B. Buckner down there at third base says he offered. The count is 1-2. Well, that draft, the Rays with 10 of the first 60 before they get into the second round, because they go to the first round and then the supplemental draft, and 12 of the first 89. Moreland reaching for that pitch, change up, and he's out on strikes with a toss down to first. One away here in the third. Time for the trivia question of the night, presented by AT&T. Johnny Damon, who is 0 for 2 tonight, has reached base safely in 25 straight games. That's the second longest active streak in baseball. Who has the longest streak? Reaching safely in 25 straight for Johnny Damon right now. Mike Napoli. Pitch is a strike. Napoli walked his first time. High fly ball. Higher than it is deep. Giano there making the catch. 2 gone. Wouldn't it be fun just to be in control central of that draft in the control room during that process?
Sleep. Get your sleep. Be ready to go, because it's going to be hectic. I mean, all the moves that they have to make, you think about that. 10 of the top 60 picks, and they don't pick until 24th. I mean, all of that. And it's not like the NFL. This isn't 15 minutes in between each pick.
Yep.
I mean, they get after it. So you better have your draft board ready to go and be alert.
And ready to make a change at a moment's notice.
That's it.
1 strike to count.
Yeah, I don't know what round it is, but they get to a round where it's like a minute in between.
Yeah, I think by the time that when they get into the compensation round, which once they go through that first round and the Rays have a bunch of compensation picks, it's going to be fast and furious. Ground ball backhanded by Lopez. Off the mound to cover Cobb. He's there, and 1, 2, 3 go the Texas Rangers. Bottom of the 4th coming. We're tied 1-1. TNT trivia question. Johnny Damon reaching base safely in 25 straight, the second longest active streak. Who has the longest streak going? And the answer to that would be Logan Morrison, 31 games. Impressive young hitter for the Marlins. I tell you, we really like what we saw of him in that series over in North Miami. Evan Longoria fouls it back. That's a strike. He spent some time on the disabled list, and so that's the totality of his appearances this year. He's been in 31 games and has been on base in every one of them. And he's got a great swing. 2 strikes the count on Longoria. He's in that Adrian Gonzalez class when it comes to swings. A ball and 2 strikes.
We got to see that during the series, the different aspects that he brings to the plate, being able to pull the ball with power, stay back, go the other way.
Oh, strike 3 call, and I think Longoria thought that pitch might not have been in the strike zone. He had walked his first time, caught looking here in the 4th.
Well, I would humbly submit that Evan would be wrong. This is a pitch right down the middle.
Caught the edge.
It's that late movement that gets you, and that's where you'll get a hitter giving you that look, because you throw that fastball in off the plate, try to get that little tail back, but that looked like a pretty good pitch out of the hand.
Here is B.J. Upton. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. It's one of the things I really like about you when you disagree, but you humbly submit the dissenting opinion. You just can't help it. That's just the way you are. 2-0 the count.
Evan's a class guy, and he's going to say that was a ball, and I'm going to humbly submit from the state of Florida that I believe that it was a strike.
The pop-up foul going to be out of play. 2-1. Yeah, we're talking about that draft. It's going to be Monday. I think it starts Monday evening. And the Rays, no other team has had 12 of the first 89 picks. And you know, the baseball draft's kind of interesting because people go, well, you know, you don't have the top pick, you don't have the top 10 pick. Baseball doesn't always work out that way. 3 and 2. In fact, as a rule, it frequently does not work out that way. I think Mitch Moreland's a pretty good example. You know, he's blossomed into an important part of this Texas ball club, playing first base, and is a good bat. Now Upton is called out on strikes, and he has a parting glance or two for Jerry Meals. 2 up and 2 down.
Now, BJ may have a little bit of a beef here. They want this fastball in. Let's see. That's close.
I humbly submit that it was a strike on the
was. And you know where BJ, first of all, doesn't think this was a strike, but when you see Napoli sitting up middle in and have to reach all the way across his body, it doesn't look real good, but that pitch caught the plate too.
A strike to Lopez, so strikeouts back-to-back here in the 4th. We're talking about Moreland. He was a 17th round draft pick.
What about Mike Piazza?
Yeah.
Mike Piazza was a 60-plus round draft pick that was done like as a favor to Tommy Lasorda. Turned out to be pretty good. Yeah, that's the thing that's different about baseball is because usually there's so many levels that you have to move through. You know, like Andrew said, you know, it's not that you get drafted and now you're going to play in the league. I mean, you get drafted, you're out of high school, you're going to go to low A or A ball and have to work yourself up over years. And a lot can happen in 3 or 4 years.
And Lopez is out on strikes for the 2nd straight inning. Wilson strikes out the side. We're tied 1-1 through 4. Time to take a look at the upcoming race schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Texas in here tomorrow at 1:10, and then the Rays hit the road beginning Thursday night in Seattle. As we look forward to the upcoming race schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. First pitch is a curveball, and it's a strike call. Kinsler, top of the order. He has walked and lifted a fly ball into center. Lifts this one toward left center field. Upton is there. That's the first out here in the 5th. And with that out, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Callis.
Waiting on that road ahead, you saw the Seattle for 4 games. A little bit of a twist in the Rays rotation for that series. Andy Sonnenstein's going to get another chance to start. We're going to start it off with James Shields, but Sonnenstein comes out of the bullpen in the rotation for Friday night's game, then Jeremy Hellickson Saturday, Wade Davis on Sunday, and Joe Madden said it really has a lot to do with matching up down the road. If they would have stayed in the rotation, they may have had a Hellickson-Davis-Cobb trio for the Boston Red Sox as Andres Blanco pops one high in the air. This should be playable for Kelly Shopping, and it is 2-away. But guys, now with all those changes, and again, the Rays look 3-4 weeks ahead sometimes in the rotation, maybe Price or Shields could be involved in that Red Sox series, gentlemen.
Well, that's a great point, and way to think ahead. I mean, that's really looking forward.
Well, I saw Todd sitting down, scribbling this out, making his plans.
He probably took that message down to Joe Madden and to Jim Hickey.
That's exactly right. I'm not sure where that came from, because I saw my man scribbling stuff out. A lot of nods and an occasional grin.
Yeah.
Looked like he was well ahead of it. And that was early in the day today, so
yeah,
he may have made a suggestion.
Well, you've got to get up early if you're going to see Todd come in from the night before.
I think the bottom line is you can't go to bed.
It's a foul ball back. 0-2 the count here. Well, Josh Hamilton. I wouldn't be surprised if Todd didn't figure that rotation out. He's pretty good at figuring out rotations. Look at that. He's going to work again. Pitch is down. 1-2.
Working on our dress code.
That's exactly right. In fact, I talked with him earlier in the day about tomorrow. Are you set?
I am.
Because he specifically instructed you to inform me, but you didn't do that. So little tapper back to Cobb. Toss over to Lopez, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth. We got to the bottom of the inning, and we're tied 1-1. Alex Cobb making his second big league start. He's limited this high-octane lineup to a run on 2 hits. The Rays have the 1 run of C.J. Wilson. Rangers scoring a run in the 3rd on the Beltre single. And here's the Rays run. Home run off the bat of Sean Rodriguez in the 3rd to tie the game. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Matt Joyce. That's a strike. Joyce walked his first time. The last 6 outs recorded against the Rays have come on strikeouts, interrupted by the home run from Sean Rodriguez. Joyce, an awkward swing at that pitch in. A fastball, and it's 0-2. Leading the major leagues in hitting with that .368 average. fouls it. A piece of that one. So Wilson with 8 strikeouts. Giving up 3 walks. And 1 run on the home run. That's the only hit. There's another strike 3 call. So 9 strikeouts. And the last 7 outs have come on strikeouts. Here's strike 3 call on the fastball away. He hits Napoli's target. That pitch apparently just off the plate according to Fox Track, but he's been all around those corners, and he gets the call from Jerry Neal.
And that is the key. Continually hitting that strike zone. He's gotten better as the game's gone on. He's starting to pick up some calls, like that one there.
As Kelly Shopik takes a strike. Shopik grounded into a double play. There goes the bat again. Look out into the stands. A swing and a miss.
I think someone needs to introduce Kelly Shopik to pine tar.
Yeah, he's lost 2 or 3 of those bats.
You know what? We could start doing our own Kelly Shopik reads for giveaways, bat giveaways. Come out tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, those bats have been flying all over the place. So it's still a 2-strike count. One ball, 2 strikes. Rays left a couple men on in the second, and the bases loaded with 1 out. But Shopik hit the ball on the ground to the shortstop to start the double play. 2-2 now the count. Bottom half of inning 5. Foul out of play. Holds the count at 2-2. Wilson, who's recorded the last 7 outs as strikeouts, he had a run in his last outing against the White Sox when he retired 17 of 19 and 15 in a row. He started that game retiring 17 out of 19. Two the count. So the count goes full. 3-2. And a ground ball headed to short. Blanco makes the pickup and the throw, and Shopik is the second out. Two outs here in the 5th. Wilson with 9 strikeouts. 12 is his career high. He's done that twice. Including the complete game he threw against the Seattle Mariners in Seattle. Swing and a miss by Ruggiano. Ruggiano was called out on strikes. Ground ball. Wilson grabs it with his bare hand and makes the throw to first. Wilson reaching out with his pitching hand to field that comebacker out the bat of Ruggiano. And it's a 1-2-3 fifth. With another look through 5, we're tied 1-1. Into the 6th inning here at Tropicana Field.
Now here's our Toyota inside look. The ground ball right back up the middle, barehanded by C.J. Wilson. Now listen, you don't coach that. You never want a pitcher, starter or otherwise, to field a ground ball with his bare hand. But it is fun to watch.
Yeah, you should never try that at home. This is done by a true professional.
Good disclaimer. You notice all those high fives were, though, with the glove hand, because that left one was stinging.
There's Michael Young leading off the 6th. It's a ground ball. Zobrist at second right there. You did that once, didn't you?
I tried it one time off Geronimo Baroa. Hit a smoke shot back up the middle, and left hand went out. And, yeah, I didn't get it cleanly. He got on first. I ended up picking him off, sitting in between innings, and then trying to go back out there, and couldn't really get the ball to home plate very well, so they pulled me and had a broken thumb.
Picked him off with a broken thumb?
That's right. I could pick some people off. I mean, I gave up enough base runners that I perfected that move to first. And I get some people. And trust me, I needed. You heard Andrew.
Yeah.
They were looking.
Yeah, he was just being that way.
Well, that's him.
Beltran is out number 2.
No, yeah, I picked him off, and I remember the trainer coming down and sitting next to me on the bench, squeezing that thumb, and I turning my head the other way, like, honestly, if you touch it again, I'm going to drop you right here. I can't handle it. And then tried to go back out there, and of course they could tell, they had no business being out there.
Did you have time to think about that, or was that just instinctive?
No, it's instinct. It is absolute instinct. You don't think about that at all.
Ground ball down to third. Longoria, as time, makes a high throw. Lopez came down on the bag, but Dale Scott says nope. Cruz got there, and Madden wants to argue the point a little bit. He's going to argue the point, thinking that Cruz should have been out. That Lopez had to leave the bag, but came down. And so just to make the point here, he wants to know what Dale Scott actually saw.
A little bobble there. Plenty of time to set himself. High on the throw. Let's see. Out. Out. No question about it.
There's another look. Yeah, he's out. He did come right down on the bag.
The point of that toe got down to that bag. Now, granted, it was close.
So the error charged to Longoria. It's his second of the year. Comes on the throw. To this point, Cobb has really sharpened up his pitch count. That would have been the third out in a 4-pitch inning. And now this one gets away from Shopik. And down to second base goes Cruz. That curveball turns out to be a wild pitch.
Yeah, curveball snaps it right into the dirt, and watch this rebound off the Shopik. Comes down, and that ball catches the left forearm and then just shoots over into the stands.
So it's a 1-0 count to Moreland. Again, the Texas Rangers get an extra out in an inning. Cobb through the first 3 left 5 men on base and was averaging over 20 pitches an inning. But he made only 9 pitches in the 4th and 7 in the 5th, and was all but out of this inning on 4 pitches before Cruz reached. And now 2 pitches and a 2-0 count to Moreland. The Rangers have a man in scoring position, and Jim Hickey goes to the mound.
Well, experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or just for more information.
Well, the Rays, who had not been charged with more than 1 error in a game until last night, committed 3 last night. They've been charged with 2 errors tonight. So they had 21 errors in 52 games, and now 5 in the last game and a half.
Well, last night you could certainly understand. I think that's a game that everybody associated with the Rays would like to forget. They've been so good defensively, and Dwayne, we talk about it night in and night out. It's doing the little things, not allowing extra opportunities, making the other team beat you, don't beat yourselves. The Rays have been excellent at that all season long.
2-1 to count to Moreland. And he has Cobb out in front of the, or has Moreland out in front of the changeup. The count goes to 2-2.
It's such a nice pitch that you can go to when you're behind in the count. Hitter's aggressive, 2-1. Flutter it up there, get right back in.
The 2-2 and a swing and a miss. He got Moreland changed up on him again. That retires the side. A man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. This game is a 1-1 contest. More and more, Cobb reminds you of Jeremy Hellickson.
we head into the home half of the 6th inning, here is today's Autoway poll question. Who should bat leadoff for the Rays? TB1, Evan Longoria. TB2, Sam Fuld. TB3, Ben Zobrist. TB4, John Jaso. TB5, BJ Upton. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply.
Ball game moves into the home half of the 6th inning, and the Rays will have the top of the order. Ben Zobrist, Sean Rodriguez, and Johnny Damon due up. And the first pitch, Zobrist swings over a breaking ball. Strike one. Ben 0 for 2. Called out on strikes in the first. Struck out swinging in the third. 1-1. These two pitchers, C.J. Wilson and Alex Cobb, really pitching well right now. Chopper by the mound, charged by Blanco, the shortstop. Had a little trouble getting the handle on that baseball, but makes the throw to get Zobrist one away.
Now C.J. Wilson has really gotten it under control, Dwayne. After 3 walks in the 2nd inning, he has gotten very good. The fastball away, the cutter, the 2-seamer, another cutter away. He's got it all working. A lot of strikeouts.
Well, it was Sean Rodriguez who turned around that 3-1 pitch and hit it solidly out of here into left field for his 2nd home run of the year. That was in the 3rd, and it tied this game. Another look at that 3rd inning blast.
Just the sound.
It sounded like a home run.
Yes, it did. Just short of Andrew's office.
Yeah, it actually stopped Andrew in mid-sentence when that ball was hit. 2-1. He probably had all that draft information organized. He didn't want a home run ball in there messing it up.
That's right.
A lot of work went into that.
With the man hours that goes into the draft, in a clean draft, let alone when you have as many picks as the Rays do, as high as they do.
It's 3-1 again to Rodriguez. Throw him that pitch again. Wilson's 3-1. Sean takes it on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Fastball out there, and the count is full. Ground ball to shortstop. Blanco makes the throw. 2 up, 2 down.
I'd always like it when you'd be out on the mound, you give up a home run, 3-1 fastball like C.J. Wilson did. You're a young pitcher, and you come walking off the mound, the pitching coach come down to you, in a serious nature and be like, what'd you have on that 3-1 pitch? Well, I was trying to throw with, come with the fastball and come up. Well, show me, how'd you hold it? And you show them, don't ever hold it like that again. Just make you feel even worse.
Here's Johnny Damon taking a strike. On strike.
Because you were always so excited to show him. Like, I was trying to throw it. Yeah, don't ever do that again.
0-2. Yeah, and make sure you don't give him anything good to hit.
Right. Famous last words.
Yep. A ball, 2 strikes to Damon. Boy, in contrast to last night's game, only 3 hits by both teams and 2 runs as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still a 1-2 count with Damon fouling that pitch back. Two and the difference in these 2 games from one night to the next It's just the way the game is.
162 games of anything. You're going to have some clunkers.
Little looper. Short center. Blanco angles out from shortstop. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We head into the 7th. Tied 1-1. Is brought to you by Buddy's Home Furnishings with lease purchase programs for up to 6 months, same as cash on furniture, TVs, appliances, and more. By Checkers, Feast On, and by your local Southern Ford dealers. Tonight from Tropicana Field, we move into the 7th inning. It's a tie game, 1-1. Alex Cobb on the hill. He's made 88 pitches. And faces Mike Napoli. In the last 3 innings, Cobb, who starts this at bat to Napoli, missing with a pitch down. Over the last 3 innings, he had thrown only 4 non-strikes in 3 innings. He's down with this pitch and behind Napoli 2-0. Chavez due next and then Kinsler. There's a strike, 2-1. Napoli has walked and hit a fly ball to left. Shot toward left center field. Cut off by Ruggiano. And a base hit for Napoli to lead off the 7th. We'll check in once again with Todd.
All month long, Dwayne, fans have had a chance to vote on the All-Star ballot. Most fans getting a smaller version than the one I have in front of me here. But here you have it. Tomorrow's going to be the first American League tallies for the voting. We'll see how Evan Longoria and the rest of the boys are doing it. It's a website Wednesday as well, so a lot of questions and All-Star voting, guys. Back up to you.
Are you going to take that on the road?
If it fits in my luggage, yes.
You know what's great about that, Dwayne, is that Todd gets the oversized All-Star ballot.
Yep.
But what's really cool is when on payday,
yep,
he gets the oversized check, too.
There you go.
Yeah.
And he works hard for that money.
Yeah. Can't even hardly get it in his trunk.
There goes the runner. The pitch hit on the ground to the right side by Chavez. And Zobrist makes that play with Napoli moving into second base.
Alex Cobb doing a good job of moving the ball all around the zone and using all 3 of his pitches. The changeup, the fastball, the curveball. And after some long early innings, has really settled down, become much more efficient, and that has allowed him to pitch here into the 7th inning.
So Napoli's now at second base. The Rangers had him in motion when Chavez made contact. Pitch is down to Kinsler. And so the Texas Rangers have a man in scoring position with one out here in the seventh. That base hit by Napoli is the first hit in this game since Rodriguez hit the home run in the bottom of the third. A little broken bat looper. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Upton will make the throw to the plate high, not in time. And down to second base goes Kinsler.
Well, I don't know what that was. Either a great read by Mike Napoli off the bat, or he was just going no matter what. We've talked about the Texas Rangers being aggressive on the base paths. This is a ball that gets in on Ian Kinsler. Here it is. Fastball, jams himself. And watch Napoli. No hesitation. It doesn't even look. Doesn't even look. Saw the ball off the bat and just went for it. And it worked.
So it's a base hit by Kinsler. He moves to second on the throw to the plate. Blanco. Pitch is outside to him, so it's 2-1 Texas. Kinsler driving in his 21st run of the year. And the Rangers have another man in scoring position. Well, we've seen how aggressive they can be in this inning alone, and Kinsler widening his lead out there at second base as well. You know, they had Napoli running on that pitch to Chavez, and you know, he advanced to second because he was running.
And then to get the bloop into center field, and then again with B.J. Upton coming up, firing to the plate, trying to cut down Napoli. You know, that's a calculated gamble. If you're going to make that throw, you hope you get him, because if you don't, an alert base runner is going to move up, and that's what Kinsler did. It's a do-or-die play.
Yeah, well, you lose the ground ball double play possibility by having that man move into second.
You know, it's just so hard when a ball gets hit to you out there. If it's a play you think you can make, it's hard to override that brain, especially in a 1-1 game, and say, hey, made the smart play, maybe just to throw it in, you know, cutoff man head high.
Well, the other thing is you've got the catcher running, and you know, Napoli and the Rangers have been aggressive, but normally speaking, with Napoli running, you think, hey, you got a shot at him at the plate. Anyway, Joe Madden comes out of the dugout following that walk. Runners at first and second now. And there will be a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Metro PCS. Cobb and Hellickson standing next to each other. A good job by the young right-hander Alex Cobb tonight, and their approach pretty much mirrors each other. He departs with a couple men on base trailing 2-1, and you'd just love to have seen him leave this game with a chance to win it, but that's not the case. J.P. Howell on, and the first pitch by J.P. fouled by Josh Hamilton. Strike one.
Well, he did his job. He had that rough first inning as far as number of pitches, but then he settled down, got into the 7th inning. J.P. on for the 4th time.
Yeah, Cobb made 63 pitches in the first 3 innings and only 25 in the next 3. Finished the evening with 99. One strike the count here to Hamilton. Two. 4-0 for Texas, 1-1 and 2 for the Rays. Hamilton 2 for 5 lifetime against JP. With a long one in there. Turn, but no throw. Happily opened with a base hit. The Rangers have turned that into a run. Into the dirt, blocked by Shopping. Did he go on the appeal to third? Buckner says no. And that might be a little closer than you'd think.
Yeah, it was close, and Hamilton froze the bat out in front as he checked up. He freezes the bat to show. That's where I stopped. That's close. Well, you could have banged him on that. You could have absolutely got him.
The ball to 2 strikes. Fouls it. JP last worked on Saturday in the Cleveland series. Away from Shields. In the 7th. 2-1 ball game. Hamilton takes a look out there, but does not offer.
Knuckle curve.
Kinsler at second, Blanco's at first. A turn with Rodriguez breaking to the bag, but no throw. You know, the difference from one night to this one. Last night, after 6 innings, there had been 14 runs and 24 hits in the game. After 6 tonight, 2 runs and 3 hits until the 7th. The Rangers have taken a 2-1 lead. There go the runners. A swing and a foul ball, and the Texas Rangers continue to be aggressive.
They're going to always push the envelope, and Ron Washington, not only is that part of the way they play the game, but they really try to take it to the Rays. Play that brand of baseball and say, anything you can do, we can do better. You have a situation here too. You know, J.P. Howell wants to throw a strike, put the runners in motion, and trust your hitter to make contact.
turn. So Howell keeping an eye on Kinsler out there to combat the aggressiveness of the Texas Rangers. Swing and a miss. Hamilton out on strikes. He got him with a fastball.
Well, a lot of pitches away by J.P. Howell. The curveball, good one to hit. Those were probably the two best pitches for Hamilton to hit. Could have got him on that one. A couple more hooks. And then how about that pitch right there? A good run and sink underneath the bat of Hamilton. Read his lips right there. He said, I was looking fastball. And that one darted underneath the bat.
Michael Young, the hitter. Young 1 for 3. And a line drive going to be over the head of Zobrist into center. Upton comes up with this one. The throw headed to the plate. That's not in time. Kinsler scores from second to make it 3-1. Blanco to third, and on the throw through, Young winds up at second. That run is charged to Alex Cobb.
Well, a fastball that stayed up and away. Michael Young put a good short swing. BJ coming with a lower throw here. Allow that to be cut off. Felipe Lopez not in a position to do that, so the throw comes through and Michael Young is able to move up, but that is not entirely on BJ Upton. He threw that ball hard and low, and if the Rays wanted to cut it to keep Michael Young from advancing, they certainly could have. But that ball was allowed to go through. That is not on BJ.
1-0 the count to Adrian Beltre. One ball, no strikes. That's high. 2-0. So Napoli and Kinsler have scored. Blanco's at third, Young's at second. Beltre drove in a run with a base hit in the third. And a ground ball deep short, backhanded by Rodriguez. Throw to first in time. That takes care of Texas in the seventh. But they pick up two. We go to the bottom of the seventh. 3-1 Texas. On to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Rays are down by 2. Evan Longoria faces the 30-year-old left-hander, C.J. Wilson. He throws him a strike. Longoria has walked and has been called out on strikes tonight. He lines it foul. Back-to-back changeups here from Wilson to begin the bottom of the 7th. Wilson at 96 pitches, 2 pitches into the 7th. It's low. Alex Cobb threw 99 pitches tonight in 6 1/3. Gave up 3 runs, 4 hits. He pitched out of trouble against Texas in the early part of this game and was very good down the middle. Tap third base side. This got a chance to be a hit. Beltre's throw safe at first base. Great effort by Beltre on the barehanded pickup, but Longoria has an infield hit.
Well, that's Evan Longoria hustling the whole way. Adrian Beltre, a very good third baseman, obviously not playing up. See, he's got to come a long way, and he makes a play of it. Or that is a difficult throw. Well, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, we have 2 great third basemen in this series, Beltre and Longoria. And one of them just tried to get the other one there, and Longoria beat it out.
Boy, that body control. Able to put your body in a position, even when it's put in that position awkwardly, to get enough on the throw. That was just Evan Longoria out hustling.
Now B.J. Upton. Pitch a little bit outside. A ball, no strikes. B.J. has walked and struck out. Pitch number 100 coming here from Wilson. B.J. fouls a fastball back. 1-1. Nine strikeouts by C.J. Wilson tonight. Ground ball, third base, diving stop. Beltre to second. 1, and that's the only one they get. And Beltre's great defensive ability got that out.
Well, like you said, Dwayne, you've got 2 great ones in this series. You saw the ability to come in barehand. Now, how about this? A couple of steps in a dive, glove side, get up, good feed. Evan bearing down on Michael Young's what prevented that double play. You see how quickly he got to his feet and made a nice throw.
Yeah, so Beltre, who could not get the Rays Gold Glove third baseman at first, got him on a force play at second. It's Felipe Lopez. For the first, BJ is back in. Mark Lowe up in the bullpen. Runner goes, and a swing and a miss by Lopez. It's a dozen steals for BJ.
Well, we said coming in 9 out of 10 against C.J. Wilson. He gets a good jump on a high leg kick. No chance.
So Upton in scoring position. Lopez takes a strike. 0-2. Lopez caught looking out on strikes for the second time.
Oh, there's that little fastball with the little tailing action back towards the inside corner. Right at the end. A little too close to take.
Strikeouts. And here's Matt Joyce. And he takes a strike. Two outs into the seventh. Its ninth home run of the year, and that's going to tie this game at 3.
Well, another good productive at bat off a lefty. Fastball in, it leaks back middle, and look at that swing. Head down, uppercut, no doubter. See ya.
His second home run of the year off a left-hander, and let me tell you, this is a tough left-hander to, number one, get a hit off of, and number two, to belt a home run against. Second home run he's given up to a lefty this year. And just like that, the game is tied.
Well, they'll tell you, you don't want to, late in the game of a very close game, you do not want to get beat in to a guy who has home run power. And that's exactly the mistake that C.J. Wilson made. That's a tough lesson to learn because a lot of things can go wrong with that pitch, and you saw it happen right there.
That's a strike to Shopping.
I can remember
1-1.
I can remember giving up a home run to the Kansas City Royals back when playing with the Indians. Late in the ball game, a one-run game, trying to come in with a fastball. Home run. Remember Sandy Alomar sitting me down and saying, you don't get beat in late in the game to a power hitter, and that's exactly what happened with C.J. Wilson right there.
Well, that home run by Matt Joyce got that guy just next to him off the hook.
That's it.
Alex Cobb, who pitched well, didn't deserve to be in a position to lose the game, and now he will not get a decision. The pitch is down to Shopping. It's 3-1. So Matt Joyce with one swing of the bat. An 0-1 fastball, and he hit it out. There's a strike, and the count is full. Joyce had 2 hits off the left-hander Derek Holland last night. Mark Lowe continues to throw in the bullpen. He had homered off the left-hander Michael Gonzalez against the Baltimore Orioles. And now he has one off C.J. Wilson this year. 3-2. Ball 4 is low. Shopping draws the walk. That's going to get Ruggiano to the plate, and Lowe is ready in the bullpen. Ron Washington, the manager, heads to the mound, and Wilson will depart. Bottom of the 7th inning. Shuckers double in the game. Home run, a 2-run shot by Matt Joyce. Well, Joe Madden had talked about working him in against certain lefties, and he's been in the lineup against 2 left-handers in this series with good results.
Now, we talked early in the ball game when he came out with runners on 2nd and 3rd, taking some tough pitches off C.J. Wilson, willing to take the walk in his first at-bat. So he's seeing the ball well, and he got a mistake. Didn't miss it.
Sam Fold will pinch hit for Ruggiano against the hard-throwing right-hander Mark Lowe. That pitch, fastball quick and away. Ball 1. 96. Joey Shopping drew the 2-out walk. Now low to Sam Fold. Poplar into shallow left. Here comes Hamilton in to make the catch to retire the side. Rays score 2, however, to tie this game, and they do it on one swing of the bat from Matt Joyce. An 0-1 pitch, and he hit it out to right. Through 7. Rangers 3, the Rays 3. Rays baseball brought to you by Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife at Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. And by your greater Tampa Bay area Buick GMC dealers. Matt Joyce has tied this game with a 2-run blast in the bottom of the 7th. Sam Fold stays on to play left field after pinch hitting for Ruggiano. J.P. Howell out there. J.P. on in relief of Alex Cobb. Nelson Cruz, the hitter, and the pitch is down and in. A ball to no strikes.
Let's go, J.P. Go Nelson. You're the man. No, J.P. J.P. Let's go, buddy.
And a broken bat and a looping liner into left. So Cruz is on for the 2nd time. First hit of the night for Cruz. Didn't hit it hard, broke his bat. The barrel end wound up out towards shortstop.
Here's the pitch. Got it right off the end. Strong enough. He gets it out into left field, and the Rangers get the leadoff man aboard here in the 8th.
Now it's Mitch Moreland. Second hit given up by J.P.
Go, Mitch. Let's go,
Moreland 0 for 3 on the night. Pitch is down. A ball, no strikes. Well, Peralta busy in the Rays bullpen.
Ready! Now foul!
2-0. Moreland came into the game hitting 178 against lefties. But he's ahead in the count 2-0 right now. And there's ball 3. 3-0. Texas scored 2 in the 7th to take the lead. The Rays 2 in the bottom of the 7th to tie the game again. First, Texas opened the scoring with a 3rd inning run. The home run by Sean Rodriguez in the bottom of that inning, the bottom of the 3rd, tied it at 1-1, and both teams scored again in the 7th. It's a 3-3 game. 3-0 the count to Moreland. Allen throws him a strike. 3-1. Shift on again for Moreland. Everybody on the right side with the exception of Longoria. It's up in the count. 3-1. Time granted. We're in the 8th. And a cut and a miss. So the count full.
How about the 3-1 changeup in? How out in front Moreland is.
Up the middle past the diving Rodriguez into center field. Cruz stops at second, and the first 2 hitters are aboard in the 8th in this tie game.
That was an impressive piece of hitting there by Mitch Moreland to swing over that changeup in and then take a breaking ball on the outside corner and line it right back up the middle. Watch him stay right on this pitch, just reach out there and get enough on it. Get it past the diving Rodriguez, and Rays will be making a pitching change. the 8th of a tie ball game. Well, get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box, my favorite part of the stadium. Available dates are going fast, so act now to make your private group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or online at raysbaseball.com.
Well, Peralta on for the 25th time, pitcher number 3 for the Rays, and he will face Mike Napoli, who has walked and singled and scored a run tonight after that big night he had last night. And Peralta drops a breaking ball in there for a strike. The White Sox have a 10-1 lead on Boston now. And Cleveland's up on Toronto 6-0. A 1-strike count here with Texas runners at first and second. High pop fly, right center. Matt Joyce is there. He'll make the catch, and the runners will hold Joyce going after that ball to get rid of it. Had a little disconnect out there, but the runners still at first and second.
He got all ready to make the throw and dropped it. Here we go. Let's get lined up. Gets behind it nicely. Make sure I deter him from trying for third. Here I go.
Well, just by setting up that way, he deterred them from trying to go to third.
He did. As you can see, hot potato.
Andy Chavez. Chavez 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch is high. The ball, no strikes, the count. Cruz at second, Moreland at first. Upstairs, 2-0. Peralta pitched last night. Got into the game following Davis and Gomes. Cut the foul ball back. Even Chavez, you know, he's not known as a power guy, but he hit the home run last night. He's taking big cuts.
Yeah, I mean, he pulled that front hip right out of there, leaked down the first base line, and just buggy whipped that bat. Someone's got to remind him he's 182 pounds.
A 2-1 count right now.
Mikey says he likes it.
And a high fly ball back into right. Joyce is back, makes the catch on this one. This one deep enough for Cruz. He'll go to 2 outs with men at first and third. We'll swing around to the top of the order now. Ian Kinsler will be the hitter.
Another big swing by Chavez. This ball's away. Up and away, flies out. Now a sac fly gets you out of the inning.
So it's first and third. Shopik and Peralta talk it over. Kinsler drove in a run with a base hit into center field in the 7th. He was later driven home himself by Michael Young. Texas tonight, 3 runs, 7 hits. The Rays, 3 runs and 3 hits. 2 of those hits have been home runs by Sean Rodriguez and Matt Joyce.
Daddy Rich! Daddy Rich! Come on, Joel, you got this. Mikey knows it.
Pitch is a strike, and on his way to second base, Moreland. So Moreland now in scoring position, getting credit for his second steal of the year. And a strike to Kinsler.
Joel, 2 more strikes. We're out of this one. Take a yard here. Come on, Texas. Daddy Rich! Go Joel, baby!
Outside. 1-1. Kinsler 1 of 2 lifetime against Peralta. That hit was a home run. It's too low. 2-1. Inheriting a couple of base runners. And he's down to Kinsler. 3 balls and a strike. Howell 2/3. Peralta. You got Napoli on a fly ball to right. Chavez on a fly ball to right a little deeper. 3-1 to Kinsler. That's a strike. So full count.
At the top of the strike zone on the outside corner.
The 3-2. And it skips past Shoppik. He gets a carom but can't find the handle, and the lead run scores. Shoppik had that carom come halfway back to him, and they had Cruz dead to rights, but he could not find the handle on the baseball. Cruz scores, and now it's 4-3.
So much went wrong here. A fastball down, gets between the legs of Shoppik, and then with a good carom, just barehanded and flip it to Peralta, and you got him. And he couldn't get a grip on it. Right there, just right between the legs.
Well, they're going to rule it a wild pitch.
Well, regardless, I mean, that ball's got to at least be knocked down. That ball went through his legs on the fly.
Yeah, and that's why it's a little difficult call. And then the Rays, on top of that, had a shot. They got the good carom, but could not make the play at the plate. Now it's 1st and 3rd.
Come on, man. Lofo loves you guys.
Elvis Andrus, who's resting tonight, will pinch hit. And that's a strike. Andrus batting in the place of Blanco.
Right underneath the glove.
Yeah, you can't reach for that ball. You've got to block it with a man at third. Pitch in on him, pops him up. Shopik after this one makes the catch, and that retires the side. Texas scores the go-ahead run. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Texas.
Things off, and he led off this morning, guys, at 10 a.m. at Pinellas Park, Skyview Elementary. It was Take Zobrist to School, and the winner of the promotion was Caleb Gates over at Skyview Elementary. Good crowd on hand as he was encouraging kids to eat healthy and do well in school. So he rallied the kids early today. Let's see if he can rally the Rays later on tonight, and we'll have more on that in the pregame show. Rays Live tomorrow before the game, gentlemen.
All right, Ben will open the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rays playing catch-up again, down by a run. It's 4-3 now. And in there against the right-hander, Mark Lowe. He swings and misses. Strike one, a slider to start him. Andrus in the game at shortstop now.
Needed exactly 24 hours before he could get back out on the field.
Slowing down after being stepped on by Michael Young. Another slider, a little piece of it. The count is 0-2. Wilson for 6 2/3. Then Lowe got the final out in the 7th when the Rays tied the game. Starting the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arthur Rhodes, the veteran lefty down in the Texas bullpen. Kyle Farnsworth is busy up the right field line in the Rays bullpen. Zobrist lifts one back into center. Chavez is going to be there as he hits the track, ranging toward left center field to haul it in. So that's out number 1 in the 8th.
Now, solid contact with the wrong part of the field. That ball tailing away. Zobrist hits it hard the other way, but Chavez with good speed, a lot of room out there, is able to run it down.
Now Sean Rodriguez. The slider is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Rays down by 1. Two balls and a strike. Sean hitting his second home run of the year in the 3rd.
Hey, Sean, do this one for Mikey. Knock it out for Mikey.
3 balls and a strike. Damon is on deck. Johnny.
Go, Sean, put it back here, buddy. Put it back, man. Let's go.
It'll run the count all the way out. Kansas City leading the Angels 5-2. That game's in the bottom of the 3rd. And a swing and a miss. And slider, a 3-2 slider from Lowe.
After a steady diet of fastballs, go to a full count. Sean Rodriguez figuring, gotta throw me a fastball, right? Wrong. And out front.
Well, a pitching change coming with Johnny Damon due back in a moment.
Reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Back at Tropicana Field, Ron Washington wants the left-hander, and it will be Arthur Rhodes. Rhodes, 41-year-old lefty.
18th appearance, 3-2 record, 5 holds. He's worked 12 2/3. Been around a long time.
He broke in 1991 with Baltimore. And here's Johnny Damon.
Mikey loves the Rays. Yeah,
the pitch is a strike.
Oh, Johnny, do this for Mikey.
Damon fouls that one back. 0-2. Rhodes with Baltimore, Seattle, Oakland, Cleveland, the Phillies, back with the Mariners, with the Marlins for a while, the last couple of years with the Reds. And now with the Rangers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He was in 69 games last year with the Reds and 66 the year before with Cincinnati. How about that? Innings pitched in relief among active pitchers, second only to Mariano Rivera. He also has a little over 60 starts when he first came up. And Damon, a little looper into shallow left. Base hit. Just out of the reach of Andrus. So Johnny Damon drops a base hit in there. Well, he reaches safely here, this time on a base hit. That'll extend that streak to 26.
Well, good effort here by Andrus. Just a little reach swing. Kind of sweeps out there and flips this ball. Andrus gives it a good effort. Ball just off the end of his glove. It went a long way. The Rays get some life.
And here's Evan Longoria. He's walked and singled tonight. The infield hit in the 7th inning. He beat that one out despite the best efforts of Adrian Beltre. The pitch is low. A ball, no strikes. Neftali Felice did stand up down in that Texas bullpen, but sat down. He never threw a pitch. And to first, Damon back in. Bottom half of the 8th, the Rays trail by a run. They have a base runner now with 2 outs and power at the plate in Longoria. And again over to first. That base hit, the infield hit he got in the 7th was off C.J. Wilson. Was his first hit ever off Wilson. He's now 1 of 11 against him. Now facing the left-hander Rose. The pitch is high. 2-0. Felice is now throwing. 2-0. Swing and a miss, and he was going for it there.
Yes, he was. Looking to put the Rays up a run. Why not? 2-0 count, take a rip. That's what you do, and he got a good one. That ball just continued to ride up and close to him.
That's down. Three and 1 to count. Upton on deck. And a high fly ball. That ball's going to be deep. All the way back. Hamilton. He leaps. Gone. Home run for Evan Longoria. Longoria hits a 3-1 pitch out of here. A towering fly ball, and he had just enough to give the Rays a 5-4 lead.
Well, he took a big rip on the 2-0 fastball and missed it. Not this one, just enough. You see the full extension. He gets it high. It was just a question of would it be far enough?
Just far enough in the front row. And the Rays have a 5-4 lead. Longoria's 4th home run of the year. B.J. Upton, the pitch is down to him. So Evan Longoria connects. That's a strike on the outside edge. 1-1. Longoria's first home run against a lefty. He came into the game hitting 125 on left-handed pitching, 2 for 16. Now they got the infield hit in the 7th and the home run in the 8th. The infield hit off Wilson, the home run off Rose. Foul ball straight back, out of play, and it's 2-2. Felice has sat down. Yoshinori Tateyama throwing in the bullpen now. BJ lets the fly ball into right. Cruz coming in. He makes the catch to retire the side, but the Rays get a 2-out, 2-run home run from Evan Longoria. And here it is. It had just enough to get it into the first row of the seats and left. And with that, the Rays take a 1-run 5-4 advantage.
See that ball straight up. Evan knows it's either caught or gone. Gone.
There was that moment in the Rays dugout when they were just hoping it get enough distance to get out of here. Kyle Farnsworth, the new pitcher, as we go to the 9th. And Josh Hamilton leads it off. It's a ground ball to first. Sean Rodriguez down there now, and he makes the play unassisted. Rays had the shift on as Hamilton was hitting. Sean at first. Brignac has taken over at shortstop. So Lopez lifted. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Farnsworth on trying to close it out. 2-0 and 9 of 10 in the save department. Peralta, the pitcher of record for the Rays.
Big first out there. Josh Hamilton, one pitch, get him to swing at a slider, pick up a quick out.
Michael Young takes a strike. Farnsworth pitched 1 inning Saturday against the Cleveland Indians. Farnsworth gave up a hit. No runs in that inning. And he's ahead of Young. 0-2. Pitch is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right now it's Peralta and Rhodes, the pitchers of record. And if it stays this way, Rhodes will have 6 decisions this year while pitching a total of 13 innings. Foul back. Young drove in a run in the 7th, had a base hit in the 3rd. 2 for 4. It's 3 of 6 lifetime against Farnsworth with a home run. Chops it to 3rd. Longoria with the throw to first on the money. 2 up and 2 down, and the Rays are 1 out away from a comeback win.
Ball chopped into the turf. Evan Longoria, nice play.
Well, there were 6 home runs in the game last night. 4 by Texas, 2 by the Rays. The Rays have hit 3 tonight in this one. And they lead 5-4, 2 outs into the 9th. Here's Adrian Beltre. Fouls it back. Strike 1. Rays after their 29th win of the year. Swing and a miss. Big cut right there, and Beltre was trying to tie it.
Now he saw that ball up and in and started to pull off with the swing, a little cut action to it. Able to slide off the end of the bat. Now 1 strike away.
And a high pop fly. Zobrist out making the call. Rays win. Rays are comeback winners tonight. It's a 5-4 final. 1-2-3 go the Texas Rangers in the 9th inning. Peralta's going to get the win. Rhodes will be the losing pitcher. A save for Farnsworth as the Rays even this series at a game apiece. They did it tonight with 3 home runs. All 5 runs for the Rays came on home runs. 3 home runs, and all 3 of those home runs came with 2 outs. And the Rays win it. Peralta's 2-3. Rhodes is 3-3. Farnsworth posting his 10th save as soon as Ben Zobrist made the catch on that pop-up off the bat of Adrian Beltre. Took 2 hours and 54 minutes to play it, and the Rays erased the bad memories of last night and they did it with some clutch hitting. They did it with the long ball. And the winning home run struck by Evan Longoria. Todd Callis is with Evan right now.
Thanks, Dwayne. Evan, that was one of those games that it could have been a real tough loss. You know, you didn't quite play Rays baseball the whole night, but then to turn it around on the one big swing has to feel great.
You know, we had a couple of big swings. I mean, the home run by Joyce to tie the game was huge, and give us some life, you know, to go forward. I mean, we're not really playing the best baseball right now, but you know, we got to find ways to win. And you know, like Joe always says, there's no such thing as an ugly win. So
you look like you had a close call there on the 2-0 pitch, had a big swing. Any adjustment between that 2-0 pitch and 3-1 pitch?
You know, I've had some opportunities the past couple of weeks with runners on base when I'm trying to do too much. And so I just kind of told myself to slow down a little bit and try not to hit home run. You know, try to hit something in the gap. And, you know, when you simplify things, it makes it a little bit easier.
When that ball left the bat, we're going to get another look. What'd you think?
It was high. I knew I hit it pretty good. It was off the barrel. And I was just praying that it would blow. You know, I got an extra gust up there and it got into the front row.
I caught in the air conditioning a little bit, went into that front row. You mentioned how you were trying not to do too much. Is that part of the simplification process when you move to the top of the order you think carried over tonight?
You know, I've just been trying to find a way to work good at bats and get on base any way I can. I mean, this game is so much about confidence and trying to build it back up and get back to where I need to be. And I mean, I'm getting closer and closer every day. It's just a matter of you know, having those quality at bats.
You mentioned Matt Joyce with the big home run, and the other big factor was the young kid really kept you guys in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tribute to him, you know, after a rough outing his last time and being sent back down, you know, to come up and perform like he did today. You know, I told him before the game that I wanted to speak highly of him after the game, and he definitely deserved it. He kept us in the ball game and threw the ball really well.
Longo, nice job tonight. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Evan Longoria, guys, with the big 2-run home run, giving the Rays a victory. Back to you.
Yeah, it's a big victory for the Rays, 5-4 over the Texas Rangers. Boston is losing, Toronto is losing, and the Rays are already in with a win. We'll be back in a moment.